Nottingham Forest are back. What's up everyone? Welcome back to Lex Alexis. Today I'm going to talk about my reaction to Nottingham Forest returning to the Premier League for the first time in 23 years. It was not the best game to watch in terms of chances, but it had everything that you'd expect in a playoff final. Drama, one moment of magic, two teams you wouldn't expect to get into this position, and a lot of controversy, of course. So we're going to discuss about all about here. If you guys like what you see, please give the video a like. It just tremendously help the channel. Please hit that subscribe button if you've not done so. It does really help the growth of this channel. And please also share this channel to as many people as you can. All of that really helps too. But without any further ado, let's talk about my reaction to Nottingham Forest being a Premier League team. As you can see for the scoreline, it's ended Huddersfield 0, Nottingham Forest 1. So, did they deserve it? Based on what you can see here, you'd arguably say it was a tale of two halves. Nottingham Forest having definitely the better of the first half, and then in the second half Huddersfield being a bit better. But in terms of the plays, I think Forest deserved it. I do think Nottingham Forest deserved it. Defensively, they looked sharper. I think going forward, they had a lot more options. They had a lot more positivity going forward. And I think their passages to play at times was fantastic. And I was very enjoying what I was seeing there. And there's two players I'm going to give a huge shout out because I think those two players have ultimately got Nottingham Forest promoted. Ryan Yates and James Garner. Those two midfielders, I think the way they combined was exquisite. I said in my live stream, it'd be an interesting battle to see which one of Lewis O'Brien and Hogg and Yates and Garner was going to work better. They had to work against each other, but Garner and Yates already looked like they had something going for them when Ryan Yates had a big chance in about the 10th minute of the game where he headed a free header wide from a really good set-piece situation from James Garner. And at that time I thought, okay, these are the early warning signs here. There were more chances, and I wouldn't even lie in saying all of Nottingham Forest's shots in that first half were caused by James Garner and Ryan Yates doing some magic together. Zinchenko, for me, didn't really have a good game. I don't think he really was the right sort of player in this game. I think definitely with the amount of defenders they had back, I think Sarr, Lees and Colwill did a great job nullifying Zinchenko. Davis and Johnson barely went through at all, which I think was down to the decision of Corberán putting Levi Cole on the pitch. A very quick defender, and because he was there, he was able to stop any counterattacks, and he was crucially, he made a very crucial block actually in that second half to deny Brennan Johnson a tap-in after some good play by Danny Ward actually, and Sorbert Thomas and Harry Toffolo in that left-hand side. So he was very crucial there, but he will be remembered for conceding the own goal that has ultimately condemned Huddersfield another season in the Championship. I mean, it's nothing he could do. It was a brilliant delivery by James Garner. And then it would have either been a tap-in from Ryan Yates. I mean, if he'd have missed from there, he would have missed from 2 yards, which would have been embarrassing. But in the end, it came off Colwill, it got into the net. And I would have screamed a bit loud if my cat wasn't there because I scared my cat when I screamed for that goal. But that was the only goal we saw in that game. As you can see, a couple of substitutions, only one yellow card. One thing I was a bit surprised is we didn't have many yellow cards. I was even surprised that Samba wasn't booked for time wasting because blimey was that guy trying to squeeze every last minute as possible there. But yeah, Zinchenko got booked and Toffolo got booked for simulation, and that is going to be one of the controversial parts of this game. So, should have Huddersfield had 2 penalties? I think out of the 2 decisions, I think one of them should have been a pen. I'm thinking back to the Toffolo one, and I do think it's more Toffolo trying to look for the penalty. There is slight contact there by Colback, but not enough for him to go down as easily as he did. But I think the one that Max Lowe did on O'Brien there, I think that one was a penalty. So Had one of those penalties been given, then it would have been a very different game and potentially Huddersfield on the ascendancy because they actually had the better momentum, as you can see in that second half. But none of those were given. VAR actually looked at the Toffolo one and they didn't award a penalty for that. So a bit of history there. The first time VAR has not awarded a penalty in a Championship playoff final. And overall, I mean, I think the result was right. As you can see with the stats, it's slightly edged to Forest, but as you can see, first half was more Forest, second half was more Huddersfield. So more possession, basically, for Huddersfield in that second half. But as you can see from the stats, 4 shots each, 2 shots on target to 0 there. 4 shots on target to 1 and 1 blocked shot. So it was very, very close. But in that first half, 5 shots to 1. 0 shots on target from each of them there. But if you look overall, look at that from Huddersfield. 0 shots on target. And that is why Huddersfield didn't get anything. Samba really could have had a holiday. He really had nothing to do. Even with the Forest attack, only 2 of those 9 shots were on target. So, as I said, not the best game in terms of the save compilations or, you know, any of those moments there. But in terms of drama, in terms of what was at stake, in terms of a fairy tale ending for what has been a great season for both of those teams, and especially now for Nottingham Forest, I think it's been a fantastic playoff final. So guys, that is my thought of Nottingham Forest going up to the Premier League. How do I think they'll do in the Premier League? Well, we'll have to find out. It definitely is down to who they keep. I think Cooper, can definitely be a great manager in the Premier League for me. I think they will be an exciting team going up to the Premier League. I'll be very interested to see the rivalry they're going to have back with Leicester. They've not had that for a long time as well. You know, a club with the history and success that they have, to have a 23-year period outside of the Premier League is outrageous, to be honest with you. You know, they've been in League One, and the fact of the matter is, when they got promoted from League One, they spent another, I think it was 13, 14 seasons in the Championship, and now they've been so patient. They finally got the right combination of manager and team. And then, I tell you this, when we all were looking at Forest at the start of the season, we were all thinking, you know, they improved a bit with Chris Hughton. You know, they've got a great experienced manager to get teams out of the Championship like Chris Hughton. But who'd have known that he'd be dismissed? Steve Cooper goes in and he installs some belief in Nottingham Forest that I had not seen for them in such a long time. I remember when Aitor Karanka was in charge of them and there was a lot of expectation and they fell short and felt such a negative mode about them. Nottingham Forest just seemed reminded me a bit of Birmingham with the amount of managers they turn away and just having them too late into their reign. You know, Steve McLaren early in his years, you know, was one example of that. Martin O'Neill after Karanka, you know, was just too late in their careers. And then Lamucci being a very bizarre choice for them as well. So they've been going with manager after manager, with style after style, and eventually they found a combination that worked. Steve Cooper was just perfect. With the amount of young English players there, including Jed Spence and James Garner, he got the best out of them. And I think they were up there with the 2 best players on the pitch. So, fair play to Nottingham Forest and Marinakis. They're now facing Premier League football. They'll be playing Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, all those teams in the Premier League. I am honestly really excited for the Premier League season now. The fact I'm seeing Nottingham Forest for the very first time in the Premier League in my lifetime is absolutely incredible. So, I didn't predict Nottingham Forest to win. I predicted Huddersfield to win. I've got to say with Huddersfield, they did what they can, but going forward, they were very poor. But I've got to say, I think a lot of that was down to how well Cooper organised this Forest team. They were defensively the best team in the Championship statistically going into this. And when they lost to Sheffield United, it felt like a bit of a blip now that I'm looking at this performance. Because Cook, Worrell, McKenna, that back three, honestly unbelievable. Really, really good. Jed Spence was fantastic. Colback did his job. The midfield too, as I said, of Yates and, of course, Garner creating the goal. They were the 2 best players for me. And then, obviously, for what you've seen, Davis contribute for when he joined in January and Johnson throughout the season being the young player of the season in the Championship. I think Nottingham Forest deserve to go up to the Premier League. So guys, that's my reaction to Nottingham Forest getting promoted to the Premier League. Let me know of your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. That'll wrap it up for this video today. If you guys liked it, please give the video a like. It does tremendously help the growth of this channel. If you've not hit the subscribe button, please also do that. That also really helps the growth of this channel too. Let's try and push on from what we did in our stream because it was absolutely unbelievable that. And guys, please also share the channel if you can as well. All of that really helps too. But guys, I'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary for joining in this video. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Nottingham Forest are now a Premier League team. How good does that sound, Nottingham Forest fans? Take care, everyone.